When Birdie was born, within about 24 hours, we knew that something was different about her. All babies have a blood test when they're born. From that first test, we knew that something was different with her liver.
Biliary atresia is one of the most common indications for pediatric liver transplant. It has been #1 indication actually for years. Up to 42% of all the transplants we do in the pediatric age are because of biliary atresia. And in general, those kids have a surgery that is done early on in their lives called Kasai operation. When the Kasai operation doesn't work, kids require a transplant at an early age because they quickly develop cirrhosis.
Once we went home with Birdie, we were put in touch with Dr. Yazigi, who is a hepatologist at Georgetown. At the time, she was seeing patients both at Georgetown and at Children's. And once it became clear that she was going to need a liver transplant, then that's what brought us to Georgetown.
I met her when she was diagnosed with her biliary atresia, and actually when we were working her up to diagnose her with biliary atresia. So I did that workup, explained what we needed to do as surgery for the family, went through the surgery, and then followed her till she got to a point where she needed the liver transplant.
We started working with Georgetown in a few weeks after Birdie's first surgery, which was the Kasai procedure at Children's. When the Kasai procedure was sort of clear that it wasn't going to resolve all of her problems, we were in the door with Dr. Yazigi already at Georgetown and began the process of the pre-transplant workups. And that was a huge linchpin moment for us to be in the door with this incredible team on Birdie's side with us, so that we didn't have to be her care navigators as much. We could be her parents, and we could be the care team's eyes and ears at home 24/7.
Once we knew that she would need a liver transplant, we started looking into all of the local transplant centers. And for us, knowing that Birdie would have her transplant under age 1, that meant that we were looking for a very particular center, places with experience transplanting kids this young. And in all of our research, we were just most comfortable with Georgetown's experience and their success rates as well.
We worked very proactively with the family to be able to bring them to a transplant evaluation before she got sick, before she started showing growth failure and other problems.
I am Birdie's pediatric post-transplant nurse practitioner. Once she was transplanted, she transitioned to our team. Then I became kind of the point of contact for her care. As nurse practitioners, we see them primarily in the outpatient setting, but also collaborate with physicians and nurses in order to provide holistic care to her post-transplant. We are looking for, specifically in Birdie's case, making sure that her liver function tests are staying where they need to be. Oftentimes in periods of rejection, which is something you don't want after transplant, we see those numbers rise. So we watch them very closely after transplant. We're also looking at their immunosuppression levels to make sure that they stay within the goal that we've specified for them in their post-transplant period, because that prevents them from rejecting their organ.
It has been more than a year since Birdie's transplant. She is a happy, healthy toddler. She is at this point talking nonstop. She runs, she plays, she laughs. She's like any other kid. You look at her and you would never guess that she had a liver transplant, that she's on only 2 medications now and just living her best life.
Birdie is thriving. She is just such a light. She is so fun, and she's doing so well. She has such great parents that play a huge role in her success. Not only is she doing well physically from a transplant perspective, but developmentally and emotionally, she has caught up to kids her age that haven't gone through what she's gone through.
My hope for Birdie is that she lives the most normal life possible, that she has no limitations because of where her health started, and that she kind of feels the awe that we feel in her everyday life. She gets to have this normal childhood. She's just a normal kid living her life.